Imagine standing only a few feet away from a wild gorilla. The forest is silent. The gorilla isn't running. It isn't attacking. Instead, it simply stares at you. For a moment, something strange happens. You get the feeling that it isn't just looking at your face. It's studying you, watching, thinking. Many people who have encountered gorillas describe the experience in almost the same way. They say it feels less like meeting an animal and more like meeting another person. And that's not entirely surprising. After all, gorillas share nearly 98% of their DNA with humans. They laugh, play, learn, form friendships, and even grieve. But when a gorilla looks directly at a human, what is actually happening inside its mind? Does it see a strange animal? A threat? A relative? Or something else entirely? Scientists have spent decades trying to answer that question, and what they've discovered is far more fascinating than most people realize. For many years, scientists assumed animals saw humans as completely different creatures. But studies involving gorillas began to challenge that idea. Researchers noticed that gorillas behaved differently around humans than they did around other animals. They paid attention to our faces. They watched our movements. They even seemed to interpret certain human behaviors. Some gorillas quickly learned to recognize individual researchers after only a few encounters. Others remembered specific people years later. The more scientists observed, the more they realized something remarkable. Gorillas weren't simply reacting to humans. They appeared to be evaluating them. And that raised an uncomfortable question. If gorillas are studying us, what conclusions are they reaching? One of the most famous discoveries came from studies involving captive gorillas. Researchers found that gorillas could recognize themselves in photographs, understand symbols, and even learn forms of communication. Some gorillas learned hundreds of signs and gestures. They could express desires, recognize individuals, and respond to questions. Suddenly, scientists faced a possibility they had never fully considered before. If gorillas can think about themselves, perhaps they can think about us too. Perhaps when a gorilla sees a human, it isn't seeing a random creature. Perhaps it's recognizing another intelligent mind. And if that's true, the next question becomes even more fascinating. Gorillas clearly understand that humans are not gorillas. But that doesn't mean they see us as completely separate. In many studies, gorillas showed curiosity toward human behavior. They watched people use tools. They observed social interactions. Some even attempted to imitate certain actions. Imagine watching a completely different species build houses, drive vehicles, and communicate through technology. Wouldn't you be curious too? Scientists believe gorillas may view humans as unusual primates. Strange, powerful, sometimes dangerous, but also interesting. Yet there is one behavior that suggests they may understand more about us than we think. Among gorillas, eye contact carries meaning. A direct stare can signal confidence, curiosity, or even challenge. That's why experienced researchers are careful about how they interact with wild gorillas. But what happens when a gorilla calmly looks into a human's eyes? Many scientists describe these moments as surprisingly emotional. The gorilla isn't just observing movement. It appears focused on the individual. Some researchers report feeling as though the gorilla is trying to understand them. Of course, we can't know exactly what the animal is thinking. But the experience leaves a lasting impression on almost everyone who encounters it. Over the years, there have been countless stories of gorillas behaving in unexpected ways around humans. Some have protected lost children. Others have shown concern for injured people. In famous cases, gorillas have even appeared to comfort individuals in distress. Scientists remain cautious when interpreting these stories. Not every action reflects empathy. But when similar behaviors appear again and again, they become difficult to ignore. These encounters suggest that gorillas may be capable of understanding more about human emotions than we once believed. And that possibility changes everything. No scientist can directly observe a gorilla's thoughts. But research continues to reveal clues. Gorillas possess complex social intelligence. They recognize individuals. They understand relationships. They learn from observation. They remember experiences. All of these abilities help them navigate their own social world. When they encounter humans, those same mental abilities may be working behind the scenes. The gorilla could be asking questions in its own way. Is this human dangerous? Friendly? Predictable? Intelligent? We may never know the exact answers. But the possibility itself is extraordinary. So what do gorillas think when they see us? The truth is that nobody knows for certain. But science suggests they see far more than a moving object. They recognize individuals. They study behavior. They remember faces. And they may even understand that humans are thinking beings just like themselves. The next time you see a gorilla looking directly into someone's eyes, remember that the curiosity may not be one-sided. While you're wondering what the gorilla is thinking, the gorilla may be wondering exactly the same thing about you. And if that idea fascinates you, wait until you discover the animal that can solve problems many humans struggle with. Because the next mind we explore may be even more surprising.